Hello, and welcome to the B.A.S.S. 7 Days of Saw. Uh, today, today we're talking about Saw 3. Uh, now, Saw 3 is the, of course, third movie in the franchise, uh, and it is interesting because it kind of almost ties things up, but then they made four more. Now, this one is about, we kind of see a little bit about what happened to Detective Matthews after he got locked up by Amanda in the last movie, and then it kind of uh, switches around a bit and deals with a young man by the or an old a young not a young man a father by the name of Jeff who lost his son in a car accident. He's the main guy kicking around the test. There's also a doctor lady that Amanda kidnaps and brings in to um, keep John alive long enough for Jeff to finish the test. And that's where things get interesting because there's this whole dual storyline going on. You've got Amanda, and this particular one deals a lot with her backstory. And you find out that she was helping John in the setup of the first movie. She's the one that kidnapped Adam. It wasn't John at all. Um, and she helped him set things up for the showdown between Adam and Dr. Gordon. And then she was also the one we find out was behind the second thing. And now she's central to this too, because she doesn't like this doctor lady, and there's been a few issues, a few things that I think John has noticed about her, and so that's all going on while this doctor lady is trying to keep John alive and trying to escape. Then you've got Jeff, who's being confronted with a witness to the hit and run or the hit car accident that killed his son. There's the judge that was involved in the sentencing and the man who killed uh, his son. And he's faced off against each one of these people because he's been consumed with revenge and vengeance. And the whole series, that whole movie, revolves around this, as well as the whole thing playing out with Amanda and whatnot. And there's a lot of psychological issues. It's why I love this series so much. That there's that sort of meaty, dramatic storytelling going on. Now, we're going into spoiler territory here, so be warned. What we find out towards the end is that the entire test that John has set up has been for Amanda because he knows she's not quite ready yet. Um, she's been setting up games on her own that have been unwinnable because we've seen a couple of instances of this in this movie. In fact, that there's a couple games that are unwinnable that they can't win. They're just being murdered, and John doesn't like that. So he set this up to be her test. And you find out that the doctor lady is Jeff's wife. So they're connected. The doctor lady's got this collar around her neck with like shotgun shells aimed right at her head, and it's going to go off if John's heart rate flatlines. So she's got incentive to keep him alive, and it all devolves into this big showdown with and Jeff and his wife and Amanda and John. And the really what I find anyways the most interesting bit is that from the very beginning, um, John's messages to Jeff that he he was going to come face to face with the man who took his child, and he's been so obsessed with the fact that his son has died in this car accident years ago, and and it's been consuming him and ruining his marriage and whatnot. That by the time it gets to Jigsaw and um, Amanda ends up dying at Jeff's hands uh, because Amanda shot Jeff's wife, and then Jeff is confronted with Jigsaw, and Jigsaw gives him a final test where he tries to he tries to appeal to the man's better nature, and it doesn't work out. And this is where this particular one really kind of made me go, "Oh my God," because the entire thing was set up and told to him from the beginning, and he didn't pay attention. He didn't follow the rules because he was brought face to face with the man responsible for the loss of his child, but not his son. Jigsaw had his daughter locked away somewhere, and he was the only one who knew where she was. And because Jeff killed him, so he is hit with that after going through all this torture. And this movie in particular just held a lot of weight for me, a lot of uh, psychological weight in terms of storytelling, and it's really, really good. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. So, as always, if you like what I'm doing, please give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap as well if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I do new videos. Usually try to get at least one video a week, if not more. And throw a comment in the comment section if you have seen Saw 3, what you thought about it, what you thought about the story. Like to get a discussion going with some people. Do you know any other movies similar to the Saw franchise? Any movies with interesting serial killers in it? I'm very fond of those type of stories. Throw those comments in the comment section. As I said, love to get a discussion going. And until next time, tomorrow, I will see you around.